Welcome to the MTI Show. I'm Mike the Investor, and in today's video, we're going to be touching on Voyager filing for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And what does all this mean? We're going to be looking at some of the key details of this, and we're also going to be looking at the different types of bankruptcies a company can actually file, because this could have been a more detrimental bankruptcy file, such as a Chapter 7. So let's check it out. Now, as we look at this here, the headline says Voyager Digital commenced financial restructuring process to maximize value for all stakeholders. This came out July 6th, which was yesterday. Now, as we can see here, now this big part here, I'm not actually going to read, but remember, you can actually pause the video or just check out the URL or go to Twitter and you'll be able to find it as well. Now, Voyager has approximately 1.3 billion of crypto assets on the platform, more than 350 million of cash held in the FBO account for customers at the Metropolitan Commercial Bank, and claims against 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗓𝗏, also known as 3AC, of more than 650 million. Now, if we look at the proposed plan of reorganization, because this Chapter 11 is basically them reorganizing a plan to try to help them stay in business, to also help them keep operating the way Voyager has been operating, right, while resuming, the platform rights to the customer, such as withdrawals, such as trades, and all of those things. So let's look into this. So this is the details of what Voyager has filed for. So right here is going to tell us the details of what Voyager has filed for to hopefully get approval by creditors and the court. So the proposed plan of reorganization, upon implementation, will resume account access and return value to customers, which is me and you. Now, under this plan, which is subject to change given ongoing decisions with other parties and requires court approval, customers with crypto in their accounts will receive in exchange a combination of crypto in their accounts, proceeds from the 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 capital recovery, common shares in the newly reorganized company, and Voyager tokens. The plan contemplates an opportunity for customers to elect the proportion of common equity and crypto they will receive, subject to certain maximum thresholds. Now, if you're one of those people who just have, cash in your Voyager account, this is what they say to this. Customers with USD deposits in their accounts will receive access to those funds after a reconciliation and fraud prevention process is completed with the Metropolitan Commercial Bank. So, in other words, all of this is a process, right? And so none of this is guaranteed. This is what Voyager just had filed for to hopefully get approval. And if they get approval, then this can actually go through, right? And so the last part here talks about, as part of the reorganization process, the company will file customary first day motions to allow it to maintain operations in the ordinary course. All right. So Voyager intends to pay its employees in the usual manner and continue their primary benefits and certain customer programs without disruption, which is a positive. The company expects to receive court approval for all these routine requests. Trading deposits, withdrawals, and loyalty rewards on the Voyager platform remain temporarily suspended. And so if they get approval from all of this will be resumed. So there's no ETA, estimated time arrival, on this. However, this is what's going through, the court and the legal system as we speak. Now, as we look at, there are different type of things. Here is the Chapter 11 bankruptcy basics. Now, I just want to go into a little bit more of detail here, because a lot of times, as investors or as people, typically when a company goes bankrupt, most of the time they do go under, right? And so I do think Voyager has a little bit of hope if they can get approval on this, but that's a big if. So we just have to see what happens. If they don't get approval on this, we got a bigger problem. But let's look into this. So a Chapter 11 is a bankruptcy code generally provides for a reorganization, usually involving a corporation or partnership. A Chapter 11 debtor usually proposes a plan of reorganization to keep his business alive and pay creditors over time, which we just took a look at. So in business or individuals can also seek relief in Chapter 11. Now, if you look right here, a case filed under Chapter 11 in the United States Bankruptcy Code is frequently referred to as a reorganization bankruptcy. Usually, the debtor remains in possession and has the powers and duties of a trustee and may continue to operate its business and may, with court approval, borrow new money. And this is what Voyager is trying to do, which was the last section we read on that press release. Now let's briefly dive into just the different types of chapters that can be filed by a company. Earlier in the video, I mentioned Chapter 7. Here you can see Chapter 7, liquidation. Now, if they file for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, all is bad, right? All hell's definitely has broke loose, because that means the company has completely been liquidated. They actually did a Chapter 11 to kind of reorganize the debt and reorganize things to hopefully stay in business and keep operating, right? And so this is what gives Voyager a little hope. Now, if they can get approval on all of this, this is definitely a plus. However, we have to see what the legal system says, right? And then you have the Chapter 12, adjustment of debts of a family farmer with regular annual income, in Chapter 13, adjustment of debts of an individual with regular income. And so, of course, in my opinion, you never want to see a bankruptcy. Let's just call it what it is. We never want to see that. But if we just try to look at it maybe with the glass half full, however, if they did a Chapter 7, definitely, like I said, big problem. But because they're trying to reorganize and keep, things in operation while giving the customers back access to the platform and giving us hopefully our value back, it shows they're trying to do what they can, to stay afloat and hopefully get the customers back in the right position. However, only time will tell. Now, as I said before, win or lose, rather we get our assets back or not, use this as a complete learning lesson, right? And so one thing I want to tell you, if you're one of those people who are like, man, if I lose all of my assets on Voyager, I'm not investing in crypto anymore, I want to talk to you for a second, just for a second. I want to tell you, when you kind of calm down a little bit, because I understand, easier said than done. Everyone's in different positions, definitely when you're losing money. But one thing I want to tell you, do not let this stop your crypto journey. I know it's hard at this time because you're like, man, I invested all of this money and now it may be completely all gone. But one thing I want to tell you, when you come to your senses, do not let this opportunity pass you, because we're in this opportunity of a bear market, even though you may have lost some, you got the opportunity to now get that back tenfold and prepare in this bear market. So now you know exactly what to do when the next leg up happens. So use this as a learning experience. And most people that I've talked to and been able to become acquaintances with that have a lot of money in crypto, and I'm not just saying high six figures, $500,000, or just made their first million, right? I'm talking about people that got quite a few million in crypto. Most of them and all of them have said it took them some years to really make millions and keep it, right? A lot of people make money in crypto, but a lot of people lose it, right? And some people give up after that. Most of all of them who didn't have those one-off stories, right, who invested and made some money, that doesn't happen every day. But a lot of people who made that money and still have money in crypto, it took them some years to really figure out how the crypto market works, to figure out what to do. So use this time to hunker down, use it as a lesson, and prepare for the next leg up. I will see you on the next one.